go high level, kind of a 10,000 foot view over the user interface over to the admin side of the solution. So I just have up here the basic, everyone kind of talks about today, what are the different themes? Yes, you can change the colors from their normal orange and blue to purple, and then you obviously have your dark mode. So I just wanted to show everyone that because we actually do get that asked quite often. So that's there. And then I will dive right into the messaging. So a lot of you are familiar with the team side of chat and messaging, direct messages. You can create teams, you can create favorites, however you guys want to set it up. One of my favorite things about the application is the file share portion. So over to the right, you can see on my screen, these are all the files that have been pinned to this specific team. So anything that I think is super important or someone else that's in the team, you can actually pin it. So you don't have to scroll 3 months ago, 4 months ago into the chat to find those important documents. They're actually pinned directly on the right side. This is a persistent chat. So I can add a new member that is a new hire or someone that just recently needed to work on this project with me, and they can actually see all of the previous chat history as well as all the files. And you can see in this team, I have over 87 members. You can have as many people as you want inside and outside of your organization. So if you have customers that are outside that you still like to communicate with daily or that are involved with the task, you can definitely communicate with them via direct message or create a team with that. And if you need to remove a team member, you can without having to completely create that whole team all over again. And all of that content is still saved. And then moving on, we have our video side of the platform. And this is where your meetings, you can actually have, it integrates with your Outlook. And so you can do a one-click to join. It does integrate with Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, and a lot of other applications. So everything in here can be a one-click to join. You can schedule your meetings in here as well, and it will auto-populate that Outlook invite that you can then add your attendees and add all the information here. You can also see that there are all of the security parameters that you might want. The password, the open waiting room, however you and or your company want to set up that meeting. You can create it right here, you schedule it, and it automatically goes directly to your calendar. Speaking of the integrations, there are over 200 different out-of-the-box applications that do integrate directly into this solution. With the open API, the options are endless so that whatever program you guys are using today can actually most likely integrate into this application. And then the recordings. There are call recordings. You can record your calls, you can record your meetings, and those are stored right here in the application as well. They have recently released some advanced meeting features. So the virtual backgrounds that a lot of people are using today, whether you're working from home, working from the office, you know, there's some distractions in the background. They have introduced some new virtual backgrounds. They've also introduced the features of polling, closed captions, waiting rooms, and breakout rooms. So all of those features can be set up prior to the meeting and or during the meeting when you need that to happen. Another feature of this application is the ability to start a meeting from one application or one device and actually move it over to another device. So if you're running behind getting to the office, but you need to join a meeting, you can actually join the meeting from your mobile device. And I'm going to go ahead and join it from my cell phone. And then you will see right here on your desktop application, the option to switch to this device. And it is as simple as clicking that option, switching over, and now you will see that I'm joining this meeting from my desktop and there is no disconnect. So everyone on the meeting won't have any idea that you just came from your car, or you can even do the other way around. So if I need to start it on my PC, go to my mobile phone, it's just that one click and that banner remains at the top of your screen. And on to the next. to the phone. So this is where RingCentral specializes in. They are the leader in the UCaaS. They have that 5.9 SLA, guaranteed uptime, leading that PBX behind the scenes. So everything, this is kind of their power horse, is right here in the phone. You have your normal phone. You also have your voicemails that are stored in here, as well as your call recordings. With each license, you get on-demand call recording, but you can also have the option of upgrading to have those automatic. And with those call recordings, you can, I don't have any right now, but if I had call recordings, I can actually download those call recordings so that I can store them on my PC. If I'm the super admin of the account, which I'll show you in the admin portal, that I can select specific users to, I always want, you know, Lacey's calls are always going to be recorded. Those files can be sent directly to me once those calls have been recorded. Also in this side of the application is the soft phone client. So there are actually two options for utilizing the soft phone client. You can have the built-in soft phone client that's built into this application, or you can utilize the RingCentral soft phone client that you see right here. This is its own application that you can download to your PC that has the same functionalities, but in a different version per se. So those are your two soft phone clients. But digging into the actual soft phone client itself, you can flip your caller ID. So here at SKC, I don't necessarily want everyone to have my direct number. So when I call out, I'm going to flip it over so that the main SKC number is actually what is going to show up on the outbound caller ID. And I can even customize that more to being blocked. I can even add delegates so that when I call out, it's going to actually call on behalf of my boss, or someone can call on behalf of me. And that's all switched right in here. And that same awesome feature that I showed you earlier of starting the call on one device and switching it over, same thing. So if I started it on my cell phone, I can then switch it over here to my PC and continue on with that call. Also on here, you have the options of parking, call transfer, flip. All of those are still built into this soft phone client. And the last thing that I'll show you on here is moving your numbers over to the RingCentral solution. They essentially become a smart number, which means that you have, that number has unlimited SMS, eFax, and then all the functionalities that a normal direct landline would have. So with that number, I can text customers, clients, coworkers, essentially from my work number, but it's going to come across as an SMS, and I can use it on this application, or I can use it on the mobile version as well. And that's all stored right here. And it's a great feature to have. You can actually integrate some third parties to where those automatic text messages go out to where, you know, the reminders for your appointments, just some new ads. If someone wants to opt in, they can send out announcements for your company, however you want to utilize that functionality that is given with every number as well. And then, as I mentioned, the fax. You can turn this off for users. Everybody can have their own fax number if you choose. If you do have a main company number, you can be a part of a group so that you can also have that group faxing on the left-hand side as well. But they actually do come over and look just like a true fax would. And you can choose your cover page and everything comes across. And it does meet all of the security regulations as it would with that physical fax machine that comes out. Before I switch over to the admin side of the solution, Lacey, do we have any questions?
No questions so far, but again, there's a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Just type your question in there. We'll address it.
Perfect. So this is where you will go to log in. And everyone will have these two options when they go to this page. So whether or not you're given permission to sign into the admin portal or not, you still have that option. And then you can utilize everything that I just showed you in that application from your computer. You can still work through it on your web browser as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into our admin portal. I was signed in earlier, but it kicks you out with 10 minutes of inactivity. Cool. And that's why. Let's see. Try it over here. All right. Gotta love technology. Let's see. Try it in a different browser. I apologize.
All good.
Here we go.
I think we're still seeing the other one though.
Okay.
Perfect.
Glad we have so many internet browsers we can choose from. All right, so looking at here, just kind of your basic homepage of the admin portal, kind of the highlights that they think people use the most. But I'm going to dive right into the users. Moving from an on-prem or even some other cloud solutions, adding and removing users is so simple on this application, and it saves ticket logging, it saves time. Here you'll find when you originally set up your application through the implementation process, all of your original users will be set up and active on your user extension. If at any point in time you need to add users, it's a click up here to the add user options, whether you want them to have the full-blown MVP license, which is what I just showed you on the desktop, which is the meeting, video, and phone. You go in here and you select and you actually add it directly to your account. And those licenses are instantaneous and they're live. And all you have to do is go in here and you can assign the credentials to that user, and they have a license, they have a phone number, they're ready to go. There's no waiting. If you have a new hire last minute or however you need it to be engaged, you have it available. Another part is your roles. And so this is what I was talking about, is if you have the super admin privilege, you have full system access. And these are just kind of the predefined roles that they find are the most used, but you can also customize roles. So if you have managers that need specific people that they need to watch over, if you want, they already have the billing, but you can customize your roles here. That way, when I log in, I only have certain tabs at the top, or I only have access to view certain reports regarding my team and my needs. And then next we have the phone system. So here under the auto receptionist, you'll find under this is where your auto attendant will live. So the first IVR that greets your customers when they call in, you can customize that right here. You can customize that greeting. However that looks is all held right here. And so that way, all of your customers know what IVR menus they're going to hit, what prompts they need to get to, and you can change them from start to finish. And when you're creating those IVRs, you have a couple different options of how you can set that up. You can set it up from your IVR menus. If you just like to, it's pretty basic, here it is, or your Ivr editor. I'm more of a visual person, so I actually like the Ivr visual editor because then I can move people around. I can physically see where that call path is, and it's going to take forever to load. So you can kind of see it on here, that pretty simple laid out. It's beautiful, and for those visual people, it saves you a lot of time. And then continuing down here to groups, you have your call queues. Everyone that's in these, you can change these around. So nothing's permanent unless you want it to be in here. So all of your call queues are in here. And then your call monitoring, this allows you to, whisper, barge, take over for training purposes in the call queues, or just even for a new hire that's answering calls that are directly coming to their line. You can utilize the call monitoring. And then down here in the phones and devices, you will be able to see who uses what are their serial numbers, if they have a physical desk phone, if they have the soft phone client, it's all stored in here. And if Amy Curtis, she's utilizing the soft phone client because she doesn't have a serial number. If at any time I want to add a phone to her, I just go in here. It can either be one that I bought, or it can be a phone that's not purchased from RingCentral, but you're going to self-provision. You can just add it to their account here. As long as you have that MAC address, you can add it to their account anytime. And then we'll jump over to the meetings. So if you record any of your meetings, they're in here. These are where you can download, you can delete them. Obviously, only certain people have the privilege to delete meetings. Some people, they lock it all down, so you can't delete anything. Speaking of deleting, kind of jumping back to the user interface, the text messages, the internal chats, all of that can be archived and pulled at any time. So as the super admin, you can lock it down to where users cannot delete their messages, cannot delete anything, or you can allow them to delete whatever they want. But at any time, you can actually go in and pull all of those messages, text messages, phone records, voicemails. Everything is a record, and you can pull everything that you need to, and you can download all of that. And jumping over to the reports and the call log. All user call logs are in here. You can even see what happened at that call. Did they accept? Did they connect? Did they disconnect? Did it go to voicemail? And this is all users. And you can get as specific as you want. These call records are stored in here for about a year, but they can be manually downloaded at any time. You can also set up a specific automatic delivery setting. So if you want Bob's calls to always be sent to his manager, Jeff, you just go in here and you set everything up, select the email, save it. That way you never have to remember to come in here and download their call logs. It's just automatically going to be sent over to them. And my favorite part of the admin tool is the analytics and reporting. So I'll just do a brief 10,000 foot over the analytics, because you could spend an hour going through all the different analytics and KPIs that you can actually pull in the account. Or we can spend an hour just waiting for the analytics side to load. All right. Come on, analytics. Man, I promise this is our internet connection and it is not the solution having this issue. Okay, we'll just. I thought we were making progress. Cool. Well, the good thing is I can show you a brief slide on it. Okay. So here. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and show you this slide instead, since it doesn't seem to want to pull this. Okay. All right, can you see this slide? Perfect. So high level, this is kind of the quality of service that you can pull from the analytics portion. There's another slide that you can actually look at specific phone records, whether it's the call queue, whether it's a specific user. You can customize all the KPIs that you want. So at the top right here, you're only seeing 4, but you have the option of seeing 25 different KPIs that you want to look at for specific calls. And this one is laying out the quality of service. And that is one thing that RingCentral prides themselves on, is their MOS score and the quality of service, and being able to truly dig down. And if a call is dropped, is it more of a connectivity issue related to their internet connection, or is there a more underlying issue pertaining to one of the data centers? And like I mentioned, with that 5.9 SLA, RingCentral does back that financially. So if at any point in time you're starting to see your quality of service drop tremendously, they will dig in to truly find out if it's someone's connectivity, where I'm the culprit of having 72 Google tabs up with 15,000 spreadsheets open all the time. So most likely it's going to be me that's causing those calls to drop, not the back-end solution itself. So this is just a snapshot of the analytics page. I apologize if that's not opening today, but gotta love technology and plan for the unexpected all the time. So with that, that actually kind of wraps up my high-level demonstration of the RingCentral solution. Lacey, if there are any questions.
There are no questions, but we will hang around a minute or two or longer if needed for you to type your question in the box and we can address it. In the meantime, I'm going to launch a quick poll question. If you have more interest in a one-on-one demo, seeing more of the analytics, that type of thing, just type a yes in there. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, I will throw up the contact information for the copy of the recording right on your screen here. Just give me a second here. Here we go. All right, can you see that okay? Perfect.
Yep.
So just like I said, contact your SKC account executive. If you're not sure who that is, you can contact marketing@skccom.com for a copy of that. All right, looks like no questions. Kelsey, thanks for the time today. Thanks everybody for attending. Hope we found it valuable. And we're here to go through any of the products we've gone through in our demo series. We can go through one-on-one or answer any questions you may have. Next week, we have Log Me In. So you'll see an invite come out for that soon. Thank you.